Hi, it's Paul Banis with GreatDad.com. We've got the Pizzeria Pronto here today, and I want to take a look at it and especially give you some pointers of things that I realized after I kind of fell in love with this at the Sur La Table store and then ended up going out and buying it when it was really on sale. Thought I had a great deal. And in looking back now, I realized that there are quite a few other pizza ovens on the market, and we're going to talk a little bit about what those other options are. This is kind of a new, I guess these have been around for a few years, but they were new to me. This idea that you could take buy a small pizza oven that sits along with your backyard barbecue, plugs into a tank of gas, and you can finally get those oven temperatures up high enough that you can really make a pizzeria style pizza rather than the kind of the ones that are good but aren't as crispy and resembling a real quality pizza that you'd make maybe in your oven. We previously did a lot of barbecuing of our pizzas, and so we take the dough and lay it right on the grill and get that barbecue flavor, but what we lacked was really any of that really crispy crust. It ended up being a little soggy in the middle and crispy on the edges. So this little guy promises to give you something that would be more akin to a wood fire pizza that you might get outside. So here we have it, and you can see the one that we're going to show you in a second. The design isn't particularly attractive. It's very basic. In looking at other ones, once I'd made the purchase and was thinking about filming this, as I looked at some other ones that were stainless steel, would look attractive in a barbecue setting, outdoors in the backyard would be very attractive, all around the same price point, which used to be around $300 for this pizza oven. I got a special deal. I just happened to find it on Sur La Table website. They were doing a special, so I was able to get it for $240 with free shipping. I just looked up on Amazon, and now they have them on there for Prime members with free shipping for $209. So my advice is you can find this guy priced at around $300 almost everywhere, but if you look around, notably right now on Amazon, don't know how long that'll last, but around $210. The other ones I said come in around that same price point, so this is an extra barbecue device. If you like pizza, it's certainly worth the $200 to maybe $400 for an outdoor pizza oven. They all promise to do basically the same thing, is to get up to that really high temperature. This one has 14,500 BTUs. Don't know what that actually means unless you've been looking at grills. It's a high temperature rating, but what they promise is that it'll get up to 700 degrees in the pizza oven, which is what they want to get. In our test, we only got to about 650 degrees. They say it takes about 10 minutes to really get your pizza oven to the absolute high temperature that you want, and then the pizzas each should take about 5 minutes. What we found was they took more like 7 to 8 minutes. So this is the way it comes, and I'm not even going to go through the trouble of showing you how it is put together, but it's very simple. Here it is, fully constructed. The only pieces really that you have to put together are the legs. You have to put on this front piece. It comes with these 2 pizza stones that are separate in the box in styrofoam. And then there are some screws in here that you have to put in to put the legs on. And I'll do a close-up of that. So there are 2 things here that are really important to keep in mind as you're putting it together. And one is that it comes with little blue tabs on the metal, and those blue tabs are only there to protect the painted surface for shipping. You take those off, otherwise they're going to melt. The second thing is that there's a very strange way that the gas comes together, the gas inlet comes together with the heating element that really put me off. If you look at it here, you can see in there, I'm going to do a close-up, is that the gas, once you've got this screwed in, you're going to screw these 2 screws on here as well. But the gas, as it comes in through the cable, and this is going to be attached to your gas tank, your propane gas tank, there's a space in between where the gas comes through when you're adjusting the gauge here, and into the heating element. So I thought, like, there's a piece missing. There's got to be something wrong here. That's actually to let oxygen in, I would guess, and air in at the same time as the propane to get the right mix, and that's perfectly normal. I mean, it should line up so it's not spraying somewhere else and you get another fire. But that's a perfectly normal setup, and it took me a while to make sure that was actually true. So other than that, it's really very, very simple to get this thing ready. There's nothing, the top doesn't screw on. You just put it on like that. It comes with a rain cover, and they sell a bunch of other accessories too if you want, but you'd put, if you were going to leave it out in the rain so it doesn't get covered with, get filled with water. And then 10 minutes before you're ready for a pizza, you just turn this little guy on. Very importantly though, and I learned this, it could have been really a big disaster, is make sure that this gauge is off before you make sure it's been off before you do use the extra the starter mechanism, because you don't want to have this thing filled with gas because you've inadvertently left it on. If it's been sitting in like on the on position and it's attached to the propane, it's going to fill up with gas. Now if you go back and turn it off and then immediately try it like this, you could have an explosion on your hands. So be careful of that. We had really good experience with it, and I'm going to come back in a little bit. We'll make some pizzas, and I'll show you how some of them turn out and how this looks as we're making it. But the pizzas come out crisp. I think there's a little bit of work we need to do on that. The thing that I think everybody's going to be somewhat disappointed, it's an organization thing, is that when they take 7-8 minutes each, how do you organize your dinner? It's great if you've got a group of people and everybody's having their pizza at a different time. It's a lot harder to coordinate serving pizza even for 4 people in a family if you don't want to have the first person eating their pizza while the other people are sitting there quietly waiting to get theirs. Of course, one way to do that is to make different pizzas, slice them up, give everybody a piece, but it's not the same as that restaurant pizza, mini pizza experience where each person has their own pizza with the toppings they want, and they're all eating them together. It's relatively easy to slip the pizzas in here. We did some because we don't have a pizza slider. We put them. We made the pizza dough and put the toppings on and put it on parchment paper and slip that in. That was a good solution if you don't have what's called the pizza peel. They sell some other accessories for this, including a barbecue cover that would go over this, which you may need if you keep it outdoors all the time, as well as a stand that will put it up at waist height for easier use. We just put this right down on the ground and it was fine. So there it is. That's the Pizzeria Pronto from, I think it's Pizza Craft, and you can get it as low as $210, though I think you're going to see it mostly at retail for $299. Shop around a little bit, you might get a better deal. Again, it's Paul Baines with GreatDad.com. See you next time.